Welcome to this edition of SAU Magazine, a weekly program featuring news, profiles, sports, commentary, interviews, and special events, all coming to you from the campus of Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
This is the Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Michael Long.
And I'm Thomas Murphy.
SAU University Computer Services recently ran into complications with a new worm virus. The virus arrives in either your Outlook or Outlook Express email in an attachment called picsforyou.exe. Once the attachment is open, it infects the Windows registry and sets itself to deliver 2 payloads on January 1st, 2000, as well as distributing itself to everyone in the user's address book. In the first payload, the virus attempts to overwrite the computer BIOS in order to disable booting up the machine. The second payload overwrites the autox.bat file in order to reformat the hard drive and cause all loss of data. The easiest way to prevent this virus is not to open any attachments and keep up-to-date virus software.
During the month of December, ADAPT will sponsor National Drunk and Drug Driver Prevention Month. They will be taking pledges from individuals to drive sober or serve as designated drivers for a friend or relative. By doing so, you will receive a 22-ounce cup that can be filled free with a soft drink of your choice this month at these Magnolia restaurants: Andy's, Dairy Queen, and Mazzio's.
As the new millennium approaches, so does the Y2K bug and all of its problems. That is why University Computer Services recently spent $50,000 on computer upgrades to prevent any happenings from occurring. Administrators have assured that area banks, utilities, telephone services, and the hospital, as well as the university, are Y2K compliant. Shelley Whaley, Student Success Coordinator, stated that all students should pre-register in case of a crash and to avoid long lines for paper registration. The university campus is being completely shut down also during the Christmas holidays for safe prevention as well.
The School of Business here at Southern Arkansas University has enjoyed a significant increase in the number of students enrolled in the business classes this fall. The School of Business has seen an increase of 19.4% in student credit hours over the last year. There has also been an increase in the number of students who have chosen the major in business, with the total jumping up to 505 students. Dr. David Rankin, Dean of Business Administration, said, "This is by far one of the largest increases we have ever had here at the School of Business at SAU. This was a very dramatic increase."
All students looking for more space in their email boxes need not look any longer. University Computer Systems recently increased all student email from the standard 3 megs of drive space to 15 megs. This comes at the time of year where many students receive online or electronic greeting cards, and they can crowd up an account very quickly. Please be aware that you still need to monitor the amount of space used and not abuse this policy. If you have any questions about this or have a problem getting the space allotted, please call 235-4083 to be assigned to a help desk support person. Once again, that number is 235-4083.
James Reppert, Assistant Professor of Mass Communications, was one of 30 American broadcast educators selected to participate in the International Emmy Nominee Festival, held recently in New York, New York. Reppert was named the winner of the Stephen H. Coltrane Award for Excellence in Communications Education in February at the International Radio Television Society Foundation Faculty Industry Seminar in New York. He was a member of the winning case study competition team appraising Curriculum 2000. This has been a Southern Arkansas University News Brief. I'm Thomas Murphy.
And I'm Michael Long.
With an SAU profile, I'm David Parkerson.
And I'm Angela Bradford.
Dan Veach is the head coach of the SAU men and women's cross-country team in the fall and the SAU men and women's track and field team in the spring.
He is also an assistant professor of education, working with student teachers.
Veach is a former SAU athlete.
Back in 1966, he ran on a quarter-mile relay team that placed 4th in the nation with a time of 40.8 seconds.
In 1968 and 69, he was tri-captain of the Riders.
He was a 4-time All-AIC selection.
And he was All-American 3 times.
After getting his BSE in 1969, he got his master's from Auburn University in 1975.
Beach started his career as a social studies teacher at Emerson High School, where he began a track and field program that snagged 7 state championships.
He was a principal at Emerson from 1981 to 1988. I'm Angela Bradford.
And I'm David Parkerson.
With an SAU profile.
SAU Magazine can now be heard over the internet. In addition to airing on radio stations in Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma, the student-produced radio program is available in cyberspace. The address is www.eq-productions.com/sauradio.htm for the most up-to-date information from Southern Arkansas University. That internet address, once again, is www.eq-productions.com/sauradio.htm. Be sure to listen to SAU Magazine each weekend on this station. And remember, on your computer, it's just a click away on the World Wide Web. That's www.eq-productions.com/sauradio.htm for SAU Magazine.
With commentary, I am Mwachiro.
And I'm Johnathan Dees.
Recently, the University Computer Services decided to extend the Computer Commons hours.
Instead of closing at 10 p.m. from Sunday till Thursday, they extended it by adding an extra hour, therefore closing at 11.
On Saturdays, they extended their operating hours till 8 p.m. instead of 4 p.m.
As commendable as that gesture may be, that's still not enough. The UCS must also take into consideration that most of their students work.
And some work till late into the night and also need time to complete their assignments.
Some students finish work at 9 and others at 10, and they too need to use the computer facilities.
Didn't they pay for it?
But by the Computer Commons closing at 11, this forces the students to rush their assignments, turning their assignments late or not turning them in at all, thereby affecting their overall grades.
Opening till midnight would be a suitable and viable option the UCS should take. After all, the UCS is here for us, not the other way around. With commentary, I am Mwachiro.
And I'm Johnathan Dees.
With an SAU police log, I'm Johnathan Wood. On November the 18th at 12 p.m., Kevin Solomon, men's area coordinator, called to request that Chief Gary Odell come to Green Hall, room 205. Solomon stated that during a routine health and safety check of the room, he found items previously reported stolen by Jason Wilson. Upon arrival, Solomon showed Odell the items in plain view on James Harris's bed. They were 2 notebooks with some personal effects that had Wilson's wife's name on them. Odell seized the items and arrested Harris, who was charged with theft by receiving. On November the 19th at 9:05 p.m., Sergeant Charles Lamb was notified of a disturbance in the parking lot beside Bussey Hall. On arrival, 2 black males were yelling at each other. There was another black male and 2 black females also in the parking lot. Lamb advised the 2 males to quiet down and then determined that the argument was over Tamika Leaks. Lamb believed one of the subjects was someone who had been issued a trespassing warning and was once arrested on the SAU campus for criminal trespassing. When asked, the subject stated he had no identification on him, but his name was Mark Gilbert. Lamb asked if he was Doris Gilbert, the subject in question, and the subject stated no. Lamb talked with the other persons involved, and Leaks stated that he was in fact Doris Anthony Gilbert. At that time, Gilbert was placed under arrest for criminal trespass and transported to the Magnolia Police Department. On November the 22nd at 9:13 p.m., Sergeant Thornton arrived at the SAU cafeteria in reference to a fight. The individuals who were fighting were gone upon his arrival. He spoke with the cafeteria supervisor, Amila Donamayake, who called the UPD. He reported that 2 black males were sitting at a table together, began arguing, and then a fist fight broke out. Other people sitting with them separated the 2 males. Damanayake then went to the cafeteria office to call the UPD. Several chairs were reported thrown around, and 2 drinking glasses. 1 plate was broken. With an SAU police log, I'm Johnathan Wood.
With this week's entertainment news, I'm Daniel Green.
And I'm Heather Halter.
SAU's second theater production was a huge hit. The first night, there were only about 80 people there, not quite as many people as the cast hoped or anticipated there would be. The second night, the attendance jumped over 100 people, much higher than the first night, but the cast was still hoping for a larger crowd. The third night, the attendance was again over 100 and the crowd was very responsive. The play ran December 7th, 8th, and 9th. Thanks to everyone who came out.
Monday, December 13th through Thursday, December 16th will be finals week. All students must be out of the dorms by 5:00 p.m. on Thursday. We will return on Monday, January 10th. School starts on Wednesday, January 12th.
To all those SAU students, the semester is almost over. That means finals and then the much-needed vacation. Stay on top of things and have a good, safe Christmas. And that's this week's entertainment news.
With this week's SAU calendar, I'm Jamey Giddens. Final exams begin on Monday, December 13th and will continue through December 16th. From 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. at the Brew Center, there will be stress-free zone. SGA will also hold traffic appeals court on Monday. At 7 p.m. on Monday, the SAU Report will be shown on Channel 13. Student Payday will be on Tuesday, December 14th. Student workers can pick up their checks in the business office from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. At 12 p.m., Chi Alpha will sponsor a free lunch. On Thursday, December 16th, the residence halls close at 5 p.m. Ramadan, the holy Islamic holiday, will be celebrated on Friday, December 10th. ACT testing will be done on Saturday, December the 11th. At 2 p.m., the Mule Riders have an away game on Saturday, followed by the Riderettes at 6 p.m. And that's this week's SAU calendar.
SAU broadcast journalism students produce informative television programs for viewers in Southwest Arkansas. The SAU Report features interviews with faculty, staff, students, and alumni. It is seen each week in Magnolia on TCA Cable Channel 13. Camden residents can see the SAU Report each morning on Cable Channel 16. Tens of thousands of cable television households in Southwest Arkansas watch the program on KTSS-TV Channel 55 in Hope. The SAU Report not only serves as a learning tool for broadcast journalism students, but serves to inform the region about institutional events and personalities. Some editions of SAU Magazine feature audio segments from these television programs. Be sure and watch the SAU Report on your local cable television service. Informative viewing, provocative subject matter. The SAU Report.
I'm Charles Lawson.
And I'm David Parkerson. Our guest today is Dr. Lisa Corbin, Associate Professor of HKR and Director of Brown HKR Complex. Lisa, what are your responsibilities as Associate Professor and Director of Brown HKR Complex?
Well, as the Associate Professor, that's more of my academic title, and so I teach in the area of physical education, exercise science, and we also have a sports medicine curriculum underneath that title. On the other side, as the director of the Brown HKR Complex, it's a large umbrella for a lot of different services. One is the Wellness Center. The second is the Applied Physiology Laboratory, or the Kinesiology Laboratory. We have an indoor swimming facility, an auxiliary gymnasium, and just opened yesterday, December the 1st, was our new outpatient physical therapy unit. So I'm the university liaison for that.
To be on the staff, does one need an athletic background or experience in health and fitness?
Not to be on the staff for the Wellness Center. You just need to have some interest in the wellness area. Some background in that area would be really nice, particularly if you're an exercise science major or a kinesiology major, because things that you learn in class you can apply in the real world, and that's what we're really trying to do in our department. But no, you don't have to be a major to work in the Wellness Center itself.
What responsibilities do assistants help you to perform?
My assistants pretty much do the whole gamut of services for the center. As me being the director, I just guide the center. It's really student-based. My two graduate assistants oversee the day-to-day operations of the center, and they supervise 20-odd students that work for us in the center.
SAU Magazine is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.